Can you guys hear me? Yes. Okay, great. I got it fixed. Okay, so let's start with where are you from? Which city you are logging in from? We have Thane, Bangalore, Mumbai, Chennai, Delhi, Hyderabad, Pune. Then we have Mumbai, Himachal Pradesh, again Hyderabad, Mumbai, Chennai, Bangalore. If you are first time, say I'm new. If you are first time to this show, Mumbai, Bikaner, Rajasthan. Thank you guys for joining. If you are first time, type in I'm new. Pune. Coimbatore. If you are first time, then type in I'm new. All right, great. Great to see you new. Vinod Kumar. Kerala. Mumbai. New. All right, great. So now, if you remember, those who were there last time, we had a target of getting more than 150 people on the show live, but we got only 90, and that time the target was only 100. So let's start. If you start sharing, hit the share button right now to get to that 100 mark before we end the show. It's just beginning. So hit the share button so that we get more than 100 people, and maybe I'll be doing one more live show in the weekend, on the Saturday or on the Sunday, where I'll be talking about particularly one particular stock buy or sell recommendation. And if things go well, then we might do it every Saturday or every Sunday once. So hit the share button and make sure by the end of today we hit 150 people. Right now we are 55, 53. So hit the share button right now so that we have more people by the end of this show. And then I'll start the topic for today. Very interesting topic and very powerful, very useful for markets, for you getting supports and resistance and for getting a good signal to buy or sell. Right. So hit the share button right now, all of you, so that we get more than 150 today before we end it. Delhi, more people joined. Yes, good. Yes, you shared. Thank you so much, Saurabh. All right. Keep hitting the share button, and you can even share in different groups of stock markets. If you are into any Facebook groups, you can share on your timeline. You can share in other ways. You can share it, send the link to people on Twitter, Instagram, wherever. Make 150 on this show, and then we'll start a new show, which would be another every week, maybe. So let's get started with all right. So today's topic is going to be, last time we had spoken about trend lines and moving averages. No, sorry, we have done moving average. We have done trend lines. We have done bull trap, bear trap. And now today we are going to talk about an interesting concept called Fibonacci. And many people had requested that topic. So let's do that for today. And what is Fibonacci, and what is the significance of that? So before I got into that, keep sharing. And now let's let me just first show you what really means by what we are talking about. 1 second, just solo. Okay, so let's first hear it that what is Fibonacci? Fibonacci series, what we call, is a series invented by a mathematician called Leonardo Fibonacci in the 12th century. Like it's like so old, and it's so powerful and magical. So what is Fibonacci series all about? The Fibonacci series is like starting with zero. The first number in the numbers is zero, and then we have one. So 0 plus 1 is 1, 1 plus 1 is 2. Like adding two subsequent numbers, we get those series of numbers. So if you start from 0, 1 plus 0 plus 1, 1, 1 plus 1, 2, 2 plus 1, 3, 3 plus 2, 5, 5 plus 3, 8, 8 plus 5, 13, and like 21, 34, 34, 55, 89, 144. All this is called as Fibonacci series. And once we have this Fibonacci series, what is so magical about Fibonacci series is that each number, when you divide with the other number, you get something called as 0.61 ratio, which is a golden ratio. Now, what is this golden ratio? Golden ratio is a point of equilibrium. Now, equilibrium means, why it is called golden ratio? Because it is applied to everything in the universe, everything. How it is used in stock market, that also we'll see today. Now, universe means what? You talk about planets, you talk about plants, animals, human body. Everything is ruled by this golden ratio of 61%. And now, just to give you one example, like we have our hand where there is an elbow, and this elbow is like at 61% of the hand from the top of the finger, tip of the finger to the elbow. That means this gives us equilibrium, right? This is 61%. So if this part is 61%, then that behind part would be 38%. And similarly, in your body, you have navel. At the point of navel to the tip of the toe is 61%. Above is 38%. So this 38% and 61% joined together becomes 1. And that works also in the market. And how it works, because once you have an uptrend, like for example, let's now show you the chart. Okay, now go to the chart. Keep sharing. We need to hit 150. It's still 70 plus. So let's look at something called as, let's look at Nifty now. Now, if you look at this one, market never goes something like straight line like this, right? So it goes in ups and downs. What is that up and down? Called as retracement. So this goes up, then it comes down, then it goes up, then it comes down, and then it goes up. So this point is called retracement. This is the main trend, and this is the counter trend. Main trend, counter trend, main trend, and maybe a counter trend. So what is this counter trend called as retracements? This is retracing the previous territory. Now, how do we measure this? That where it will come, whether it will stop here, or it will stop here, or it will stop here. And to measure the retracement, we have this something called as Fibonacci ratios. And this Fibonacci ratios, which we get from the Fibonacci number series, is what we are going to use for Fibonacci retracement. And every tool or a software or a website on charts will have Fibonacci ratios as one of the tool. So let's understand, this is, I say Fibonacci, and in that I want to use 38, 0.5, 0.618. So these are the three I'm going to use. Normally we use this one, this 3-1. If you want to make a note, the one button which is on, 0.38, 0.5, and 0.618. These are the three ratios we use normally. There are some advanced ratios also, some different ratios also. But right now we start with the basic one. So what is this 0.38 point and all this is going to give us? It will give us supports and resistance. It will give us supports in an uptrend, and it will give us support resistance in a downtrend. So let me just show you that this particular is an uptrend. Let me first again draw this. This is an uptrend, and this is a retracement. So let me see how much it retraced, 38%, 50%, or 61%. So if you see this, this retraced 38%. So it went up and came down by 38%. Now, this is automatically calculated by the tool. So zero, that 9,960 and 10,940. 25%. Now I don't want 25%, so let's remove that. We only use 3 of them. And let's put it as default. Okay, so now we have these 3 lines. Can you see that? 38, 50, and 61%. So if it took support on 50%. Now, if we look at the second retracement, now this was an upward trend and lower, it provided us some support. Now, let me show you something like this, a weekly chart. And this is an uptrend. And in that, we have this retracement and this retracement. So let's put this, how do I measure the retracements? And if you see this, it went up and it retraced 50% and then bounced. So that's whether 60% or 50% is healthy or not, I'll come to that later. First, understand the construction of retracements. And now this is another one which retraced only 38%. Do you see that? Now, tell me one thing. Now, let's just think about it. This uptrend went up and retraced 50%. And this uptrend went up and retraced 38%. That means in this case, the bulls are very strong and the bears are weak because they could not take more than 38% from the bulls. And in this trend, which was the start of an uptrend, bulls took 50% of the trend. That means this trend was relatively weaker than this one, which is relatively stronger because it only retraced 38% and again started moving up in the upward direction. So this is very, very powerful. This is something very unique and most people use it, and 61%, 50%, especially on Nifty, works like magic on supports and resistance. Now, this was an upward trend, so we got downward retracement as support. Now, we can even use this in a downtrend to get resistances. So let's look at a downward trend. Now, if you see, this particular trend is a downtrend. So in that, if I have to take a retracement, it would be reverse. It will provide us with resistances. So this is a downward trend. Let me mark it like a blue line, this downward trend. And this is the retracement and it hits 61%. Do you see that? And this is second downward trend and this will hit another some percent. Let's put that retracement also in place. It would be 50%. Right? And then you can do a third one also. So there is like, this can go in detail also, but just to find out basic support and resistance, you can find out retracements 50, 61 and 38%. Right? Now, let me check how many people joined. Oh, we are still at 80 people. You guys need to share it to reach 150 so that we can start another weekly show. I'm teaching something very, very powerful and very simple. Make sure your friends are watching this right now while this is live. So make sure you share it right now. Let's hit 150 today. Share this video right now. Let's do it. Now, let's do something like a Tata Steel, which is like see, this is a strong uptrend and this is a strong retracement. Now, whether to find out whether there is a support or not, let's do a retracement and check. So it is between 38 and 50%, right? So this gives us, see, if it took support on 38 for some time and bounced. This, if you see this candlestick, and then it came back down to this. It does not come between. It is between this and that, right? So let's take, say, another one, which is we want to talk about which stock. Let's say the one which is Maruti. Okay. So now if you see, this is very, very strong trend. Now I'm going to teach you one important lesson right now. See, what is this? See, this is retracement 38%. And this is retracement less than 38%. Now, remember, mark my words, you want to take down this thing, what I'm talking about. Shallower the retracement, stronger the trend. Shallower the retracement, stronger the trend. That means if you see Maruti, see, there's only shallow retracement. That means bulls are so strong and the bears are not so strong. They could not take more than 38% of the bulls, and market goes up and makes a new high again. So this is shallower the retracement, then again shallow retracement. Now once you have a shallow retracement, what do? We put up candlestick confirmation and buy. Now it went again on this trend and it hit the high. Now what do we see here? It's like a double top resistance. What do we see in this candle? A shooting star. Now what do we see on that candle? Is a volume. Yes or no? High volume on bearish candle. That means Maruti has some kind of difficulty going through this high. Now, if it manages to go above the high, then that would be extremely bullish. But currently what it looks like that it has hit the resistance and now it can retrace back. Now, first rule of retracement would be this small swing, which is from here to here. You see that? And if it retraces 61% and goes up, no problem. But if it retraces more than 61% and hits this one, that means now the trend is changing, because earlier all the trends retrace only 38%. And this time it looks like it will retrace more than that. Plus we have a double top, plus we have a can moving, plus we have a higher volume. So some challenge for Maruti here after a strong trend for like 2-3 years, which is going on. Did you guys learn something important? Do you get some insights on this? Yes or no? Are you guys learning something? Are you guys learning something? Is the chat button, you can use yes, no, maybe, or you already know this, or this is pretty simple, this is pretty basic, or pretty informative. Yes. So this is pretty powerful. And yes, thank you so much. And let's now go to one step higher. And meanwhile, I'm looking at the number. It's just below 185 so far. So let's share, keep sharing into other groups and other Facebook pages. And then let's go back into this trend only and see this was a retracement for a big trend. So if you go and now this retracement is all about more and more practice. Now see this was a so strong trend. It retraced only 38% and bounced back. It retraced, created a hammer, again came back, retest, and again move up from here. So that's a strong support that where we can buy a stock in a retracement. Now, for example, let's look at, say, Infosys. Now, if you look at Infosys, this is the daily. Now, let's look at Infosys. I thought there's some bearish candle in one of the stocks. Hexaware. Now, this is Hexaware. Now, can you see this is like 61% retracement. And then this is 61% retracement. And then we have 38% retracement. And this time, this is very important, I'm teaching right now, is if you see every time it retraces some percentage, like 38, 50, 61, but this time it has retraced 100% of the same. You see that went up and went down 100%. Now, when you retrace 100% of the last swing, what does this mean? That this particular downtrend, which is this one, is not retracing this trend, which is 100%, but it may be retracing the bigger one from here. And for that, we can now put a different retracement level like this one, big one. You see that? So that becomes a 38% of the bigger trend, the big line you can see. And if that breaks, then we have some deeper corrections in this stock. What is this? Hexaware Technologies. But this is a perfect example of shallow retracement, deep retracement, shallow retracement, and 100% retracement. When you have 100% retracement, it is no more a retracement, but it is called as reversal. And once you have a reversal on a smaller trend, that means it is going to retrace a bigger trend, which is from here, and it might go further down. So that's how you look at the market in a specific way, right? Always use this on daily and weekly charts to find out the major supports and resistances on the market, so that next time it hits that level, you are ready with your buy or sell position. And it will work on daily charts, it will work on intraday charts, it will work on all time frame charts. But this is mainly to find out major supports and resistance, so that you know when to enter and when to exit the stock. Right now, there was a stock, let's say, let me show you one kind of how magically it works on stocks and indices. You see that this is Century Textile. Now let me do this chart. Now that's a monthly chart of Century Textile. Now you see this is an uptrend. Now overall this is an uptrend, and in that we have two retracements, is 1 and 2, right? Now first retracement, which we can check, is 61%, and it bounced from that. Second retracement is also 61%, and it is trying to bounce here. See that white candle? Now here we had only one AB, see this A, B, and C, and here we had another A, B, and C, two blue. Now one more I can create, which is, let's put it as red color, and that would be from here to here. So I can put one more retracement, and let's see whether it worked or not. And that's where it is. So if you see that there is a cluster of retracement, this is a new word which I used today, but this is very powerful. Cluster means one retracement 61% and second retracement 50% are coming at the same level, around 832, and that's where Century bounced from their $100. So when you have multiple retracements coming at the same level together at the same time, especially on weekly or monthly charts, that provides you with an important support or a resistance, and that's where you have a major buying opportunity which you can take advantage of with a very small risk. That's the key. Very small risk, you will make that money. Small risk and big risk reward ratio means big reward and small risk. So that is why it is so powerful. Now that's what I'm showing you here. Are you guys getting it? This was very good. And yeah, and we can even look at, say, let's look at one last stock before I end this. I have another session on at 9:30. So this is Lupin, and it is just below 61%, but trying to go back into 61%. And mark my words on this, there's some nice volume on Lupin. It might do well in the next few weeks. If you can keep tracking that, let's see how it does in the next few weeks. And we had we analyzed that Maruti has some challenges to go up, while Lupin has some challenges to go down. Let's see what happens in both the stocks in the coming days. And we have not hit 100 also yet. And I want to do one show only for specific stock recommendation in the coming weeks. Once we hit 100 plus, 150 plus, then only we'll start this. So this time, last time we reached 81, 82. This time we are reaching 88 so far. You guys need to share this video. Maybe you can even share after the video is over, so that we can, next time they are ready to come to the Tuesday technical talk. And now I want to just hear from you. What was the main lesson did you learn from this session? Oh, we have 97 today. Oh, great. That's a great number. Let's hit the century. Okay. What lesson did you learn from this session? What did you learn the best? What is the lesson did you learn today? How was the lesson? What was the main point about it? Yes, no problem. We are counting 92, 96. I know. Let's hit 100 plus. Maybe next time 150. So then we can do one more show. Shallower the retracement, stronger the trend. That's nice. That's the great. That's like my coaching student, right? You have made it so simple that a child can understand. Other technical classes make Fibonacci looks like complicated engineering marvel. Yeah, it is very simple. My son knows it. It's a 9-year-old. Cluster of retracement is more powerful. Yes. Supports and resistances. How retracement works. Great. So retracements. So I hope you got tremendous value. Make sure you share this video right now with people, so that next time we hit 100 plus and we can start another weekly show and give tremendous amount of value. And by the way, Those who are new, make sure you click on the link above. I have some exclusive online options program which has my special option expiry special strategy. Just click on the link above and you'll see that video and that offer which is there for next couple of days, I guess, before we take this off. An online program for you for lifetime access. So make sure you click on the link above, and I'll see you in next Tuesday technical talk. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for so much for showing up. I hope you got some value. Share the video. See you soon next Tuesday technical talk. Good luck and good trading.